Hello, we're back once again. We are working on our next signature. We're almost done. We're getting close. So I'm going to do a end pocket, and let's get the measurements for that going here, and then we'll piece together everything. So this is the 12 by 12 I chose to use for the base, and on the back side it had the bird with the bird cage. And this is going to be 7 7/8 across by 8 3/4 in the height. And now I can take my, I always get this design upside down, so I make myself a little note that it's the top. Okay, I'm going to make a pocket. We're going to play with some ephemera. So this pocket is going to be 2 1/4 inches, and it's going to go the width of your base page. And then I trimmed a piece of that wood trim because we've got plenty of it, so I trimmed off a piece of it so that it would fit right in here. And then the ephemera pieces, and I may not end up playing with all of these, I'll wait till I get this done, but I do want the bird cage, and I do want the single suitcase. And I was thinking about playing with the heart and some of the leaves and some of the floral. So the heart, my intention is that it would sit in behind here like so. And then I wanted this floral piece here tucked in the corner. And then I wanted this one to be down here, and then I was going to put a small floral with a small leaf over here on this side, and I thought I would tuck a leaf up in here somehow, or maybe not. This may be the piece I don't put in, so I'll just kind of set it aside. It could go... Nah, now it looks junky. Let me see if I take this out and then put the leaf in here like so. No, I don't like that combo at all. I don't like it. Okay, so if I do it that way, these two blend an awful lot, and I do want some contrast. I think I'm just going to get rid of this leaf. I think it's making it more complicated for me than it needs to be. So I'm going to go back to this combo where I've got the two floral here, the heart, the little floral, and a little leaf over here on this side. Now on this bird cage, I did peel off, I did a cut line right there, and I did peel off the top part, and then I put it on some of this green cardstock we're playing with, so that when this goes down here, that the edge here, that the edge right here butts up to this, so that means I'm taping down adhesive down on just this half. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get things kind of put together here. I'm still not so sure about the floral, but the floral almost has to go down before the suitcase does. And once again, if I'm doing something that you don't particularly care for and you don't want it in your album, don't do it. Or if you have a different combo you want to do, go for it. Okay, I'll get this down here, get this up in frame just a little bit. Okay. All right, I got too big. Shoot, this is gonna sit real fast if I don't get this lifted. Ah, I had way too big of a gap down here and not enough gap at this other end. And now the glue's starting to get tacky. Okay, I think we're good to go. All righty, I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy positioned. I'll just peel off the back. And it didn't take very much, but like I said, I want to line this green edge up right to this so that I know I've got the adhesive where it's supposed to be. All right, let's take a look at this again. So I want this here. I thought about putting the heart right in behind there. And then this floral piece. And then the little flower. And so I know I want to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. Let's see if we can get in here. This is always the sticky point with this, is getting these backs off of these. And if it's not going to give in here in 2 shakes, I am going, there we go. Oh, threaten it. yesterday, on the previous video, it was me saying please, and it would release, and now it's like I'm threatening you. I'm going to glue the back. I'm just going to glue you down if you don't separate. I did that on an album. It totally spaced that these were adhesive back, and I was gluing them down like crazy to the front of the album. And then I discovered that they were adhesive when I got inside. And I just went, oh, what a ding-a-ling. All right, I'm going to change up something here. I just got this. I want the heart, I think, but maybe if I do it this way. Let's change this just a little bit. So we put the heart in. Now, see, that's a nice contrast right there. It doesn't feel like I'm blending things. All right, so I'm going to pick this up. And then I'm going to kind of leave everything where it is so I can pick at this. I was not born with a lot of patience in life. Sitting here with trying to get these off. Okay, there we go. All right, so I am going to stick this. It's got to be all the way on this bottom piece because it's got adhesive on it. We don't want it closing that down. So now I'm going to leave the heart in place because that kind of marks where I want it to go. And let's see how easy this is going to be to get off. I always manage to separate the paper layer just beneath it. Oh, for Pete's sake. Come on, come on. I almost got you. Oh, for crying out loud. Ta-da. All right, what I want to do is put this right here in this corner. And then we're going to lay the heart right over the top of it. because this is going to sit in here like so, and I want this right there. And now we got just this last piece to put on. Straighten it out a little bit. There we go. Okay, this is done. Yay. All right, let's work on our side panels. We're going to start with the left one. This is going to measure at 5 3/4 across by your 8 3/4 in your height. Now you're going to have a 1/2 inch score and a 5/8 of an inch score. And when you put this on, I want it to come right up to the 1/2 inch score line, like so. And I'm not used to doing it this way, but I think I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to start down here, and then I'm going to kind of walk it up. Ta-da! Okay, now the next panel is going to be our pocket panel. So the flap itself is going to measure at 6 1/4 inches across, and it's the 8 3/4 in the height. And then you're going to have a 1/2 inch score and a 5/8 of an inch score. Now the pocket piece is going to measure at 5 5/8 across, and then it's going to measure at 9 3/4 in the length, and then you're going to have a 1/2 inch score at both ends. And I've rounded my corners on this to match the rounding, and I've also cut these back so that they're not really interfering when you're trying to slide the card in. So then you're going to score, you're going to put tape, and you're going to turn them in, and then we're going to put it on with the flaps, the 1/2 inch score lines on the inside. And I forgot to put tape on the inside of this. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. I'm going to tack that down. I'm going to tack that one down. And then I'm going to match up my corner. And then this corner. Seal that. Take that off. And then I'm going to take this off. Okay. All right, and then again, when we put this on, we're going to come right up to the 1/2 inch score line. I'm going to try this again. It was, like I said, I usually do these upside down. I'm going to tack that on, and then I'm just going to walk it right up the 1/2 inch score line. Oh, look at that. Another easy install. All righty. Now, we've got another flap we need to put on before we can really start decorating. And it is that flap we've been playing with all along that's on the outside of it. So this is going to come in at 6 3/4 by 6 and, I say, call it 6 inches. It's probably just how I trimmed the card. And then this gusset is going to wrap tight and snug around this gusset. I'm going to turn this over. And take the tape off. And I think I've got too much on this end. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Squeezing that together pretty tightly, and I can see that as I did this, for this to wrap around it, you're going to be right at the edge of that 5/8 score line right here. Here's the half and here's the 5/8. So this should lay up and over, and now you've got a nice gusset wrap. Okay, let's get our magnet. Excuse the reach. These things are painful. All right, so I am going to tuck this under this flap because this comes over about 1/2 inch. So I'm going to, I've got plenty of room. I'm just going to line that right up with the edge of the flap. And then I'm going to take some tape and I'm going to tape it in place. And then the mate. And then I'm going to take some tape, put it here. Now I will say that the magnets I use that I'm using on this album, because I ran out and I didn't get it in time, are not the basic grays. And you may want to test if you have different magnets. You may want to test because, see, we've got this layer, you're going to have 2 decorative page layers, and you're going to have a layer on this. I doubt the basic gray will handle that connection. Okay, just a heads up. Okay, I want to put some tape on this so that it doesn't decide to take a walkabout. Alrighty, now let's go cover it. Let's start with the insides. Out of your 12 by 12, I'm using this piece. It has the chair. I'm using this piece here, and then its other half I'm using over here. Now I cut a band, and again I went to that wood strip we've been playing with, and this strip is 1 inch. So the green cardstock is at 1 1/8 of an inch. This is going to be glued on the reverse side. I run 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to make a tuck, top and bottom tuck on this side. And then I pulled this out of the floral sheet, the 12 by 12 floral sheet for your cutouts, and it's going to go right here. And then I'm doing the same thing on the left-hand side. It's going to come in here about center, and then I again took one of the floral with the dark chocolate flower, and that's going to go in right there. Now, you have a choice here. You can drop these to any height if you want to try to accommodate a larger photo, like a 5 by 7 or a 4 by 6 on either panel. If you want to just tuck it in, all you got to do is lower this down. Now, if you glue this in, you can't lower it, but if you tape it in for now, and then you decide that down the road a ways, well, I wished I set that so that I could do a larger photo. Then if you glue it and you have a way to remove that tape adhesive, then you're going to be able to adjust this. I'm going to center mine because I'm not making it for me personally. I'm making it to sell. So I'm just going to center mine and allow it to accommodate a couple of decent, probably, you can get a 3x5 in here. You'd have about 1/4 of an inch on each end for a 5-inch photo. So I'm going to start down here with some glue. Okay, we're 8 3/4, so that's going to be 4 3/8 is going to be my center. So I want to make a no, that's not right. So 4, and then I've got 3/4, so 3/8. Yeah, so 3/8 is going to be about my center. So am I doing that right? So that ends up being 4 1/4, and that ends up being 4 1/4. Okay, I am okay with that. So I'm going to center this right here. It's going from edge to edge. I'm just in front of that score line right there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue a little bit here in the center of this, because I would like to think that some part of the flower would stay curled up. And at least have the appearance of a lift to it. Okay, so let's go ahead. And let's get this piece glued down. Okay. And I'm going to cheat. I need to snip a little bit of this off. I cut it too long. So excuse me for just 2 shakes. There we go. nice and gentle. And then my floral. Oh, where did my... Oh, there it is. It blended right in. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to close this. Oh, it's going to connect. The leaf is, because it's, I'm going to tack that down just a little bit because it is standing up and it acts like it wants to interfere with this magnet. Okay, so over here, on this side, you have a 12 by 12, and I'm using that side of it. And then over here, you have this part, the other half, and it's going to go right in there. So this is what we have here. Now I'm going to tape this down because of the magnet. Hold on just a second. I can see it and it's going to drive me crazy. All right, now we're going to glue this one down. Now this piece here, I have been doing my pockets this way, but I found a piece I really liked and I decided to change it up a little bit. So this scrap piece right here is going to go on the top. And then there was a really long, 12-inch long strip about 3 inches wide. I cut it off. I want this handwriting with the signature, and it's going to come in right here. So this pocket piece measures at 2 3/4 of an inch, and then you're going to trim to fit this. This trim piece was 3 3/8 of an inch. So, oh, I want to tape. I'm gonna have, can I trust myself? Because it means I'm taping. I think I'm gonna trust myself. And it's just a flap. I can always tear it this up here and here. Okay, I'm sorry for the reach, but I'm trying to find, oh, there it is, a spool of tape it was hiding. No, truth of the matter is I buried it. All right, get rid of all that stuff. Line this up with the corner, the bottom, the edge, and it will drop right in there. And then I will glue this piece on. And then I trimmed out just a small little tag and put it right in there like that. Now for the front piece. I'm using this particular card, but the reverse side, and I'm just going to glue it right down here. And then I am coming in on this side. I think I was coming in on this side. I didn't want to forget my magnets, so I put them on a piece here and grabbed two different ones. And then this that says beautiful day, it's what's going to go in here on this side. And then I cut in the 8x8, there is a small envelope. So I cut it out, inked it. Think positive is my note on the inside. Close, and it's just going to tuck right in here. Or you can tuck, snagged it, or you can tuck it right there. So let's get this installed. I apologize, I have to bring this kind of close to me so I can, oh, look at what I'm doing. I'm making a mess. Goodness sakes, Charlie. Okay, I'm just going to leave it. The glue's tacky now and it's not going to let me lift it again. And this is just going to come right here to the left side, framing it right in between these two here and this one. I'm just going to kind of lay it right in place. And then I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to put this in here like this. And then it's just going to sit in here like so. And then this gets glued in. All right, so we have that done. Now it's time to put the tape on the back. I'm going to cap my glue off here first real quick. And we're going to get this taped. Now I just noticed that I have a gusset right here that wants to collapse. So when I put it in the album, I'm going to be pushing back up against it so that the tape will hold it in place. Oh, I keep forgetting to tell you this. Throughout, I've been attaching these little brass elements down here, but I've been doing it after the fact because it takes either hot glue or you're going to dump a whole bunch of glossy accents in there, and I've been putting them down here in the corner. So if you want to, oh, we're not done. Oh my gosh. What was I thinking? We are not done, and I sure hope I didn't mess this up for myself. Oh, for Pete's sake. I don't think I did. Okay, now my heart's pounding. I think we're going to be okay. I think. We have a top and a bottom flap to install. I might have to take that off, so we'll see, because this is going to wrap over that magnet. Okay, I got to test something here because I forgot to do these. We can still do them. And I'm going to be putting a magnet here to match this so that it can get through this extra layer. Oh, man. Okay, so your top flap. I was thinking that's coming together kind of oddly. All right, this is going to be 5 3/8, and you're going to have a 1/2 inch score, and then you're going to have a 5/8 of an inch score, and this piece is going to come over the top but under this piece. okay? So I've got some tape on here that I'm just going to have to peel this off. And I'm going to peel this tape off. So this will be double taped. I'm going to pull this back just a smidgen. But now's a perfect time hold on here. My gusset really wants to flatten out, so I'm going to hold on to it and put it on this way. Get back there. And I am going to push in, and I'm going to drop this over the top. Now you have a bottom flap. Now I've got pieces everywhere. Oh my gosh, I'm such a... Okay, this is going to be 4 5/8 by your 8 inches. You know what the deal is? I ran out of paper, so I had to wait for Scrap and Create to send me more paper. So it's 3 days here, but I haven't played with this. And I kind of forgot what all was coming together. It's totally on me. All right, same thing. This is going to wrap around the base. We're just going to have all kinds of extra tape on this. And now this will swing over and close. Now it's going to come together and start looking right. Okay, so I want to get some tape on this. So if you are using basic grade tapes, or magnets, absolutely you are going to need to add if you just did what I did. Okay, so I'm gonna, because I love them, they do wonderful, but when you start getting into all this extra layer, it's just not, they're not strong enough. Okay, so up here on the inside, this 12 by 12 sheet, we're going to trim and put it up here on the inside. From that same sheet, you are then going to cut a piece down here for the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and get mine in place, glued in or taped, because then we'll play with the outside. And then down here, I put a journaling card, and I'm just coming in just a little bit off the edge. I backed it on cardstock, and I've taped the bottom, the right and the bottom corner so that you have a tuck, but you also have a small space here for some journaling if you wish. So now I'm going to bring this down here to me, and I'm going to kind of fold this up a little bit, grab my 1/4 inch tape, and then I'm going to tape this piece on. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, bring this down here. We're going to take this off, and then I'm going to lift this, line it up, and then let that take that. Now here, this ephemera piece, I wanted to put it here as a tuck, but with it having a complete sticky back, I actually backed it onto some cardstock and then inked my edges, and I am just going to tack this down across the bottom so that we've got a nice little tuck right there. So you can put a photo here, you can tuck. All right, now we can get to the fun stuff. I hope I haven't lost all my stuff. All right, this is the 12 by 12 sheet. You should have this. You're going to cut 3 half-inch pieces, and I need to trim these down, I think. Yeah, just a smidgen, not much. Just a little tiny bit. So this is going to come in across the top here. This is going to line up here at the bottom. And then you're going to have 2 half-inch strips here. All right. Then on the bottom, you're going to have the other half to that. You'll kind of line these 2 pieces. You're going to have a half-inch strip down here. And I've got some of this hidden up underneath here, so there will be room. I just need to, I think I may be trimming some of this, or do I have the wrong pieces in place? See, I've got it all over my desktop. Okay, so these go here, the big long ones, and then these go here, I think. Okay. All right. These go here. This one goes here. All right. So I am going to do the top first. So if I have to do any trimming, I want it to be to this piece. Again, these are half-inch strips, just like we've been playing with. I'm going to stand up here so I can see what I'm lining up here. Okay. Oh, that's too big of a gap. Okay, that's too big of a gap. So if you will bear with me, I need to trim a couple of these so that I know that they will be the right length. My apologies. I probably have the real ones stashed somewhere in my plethora of papers. So I'm going to corner around this one to go this way, corner around this one to go this way. So that's going to much nicer fit. Got to get rid of my white edges. Come in just like that, and then this piece. I'll drop in right there. Now I have a little bit bigger of a gap here than I want, but it's already trimmed. So all I can do is just do my best to balance in between the top and the bottom. Now we're going to open this up. And I'm going to put this on first. Okay, those will work. Because I've got tape off on the back so it's sticking. All right, now this piece, I'm going to take a little bit here off the bottom. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Okay, and glue this in. Sure looks better with this being up this way. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's re-secure some tape onto this. Oh, that was a quick save, I gotta tell you. All right, I think we're ready now to put this in our album. So this is going to sit like so. I'm going to come right to the edge here, but I am going to turn it around so that I can see a little bit better on what I'm doing with my edges. Okay, I gotta take that off. All right, coming right up to the edge. Making sure I'm laying this down straight. Burnish this. Okay. There we go. We're done with that one. All right, we'll see you on the next build. Bye-bye.